Book 0. I am one with Source. This is my truth. Now discover if this is your truth as well. I am one with God. You are one with God. We all are one with God. We are all one. This is the absolute truth. Once you know it, you can create a life from understanding this core principle of unity and the power with oneness. I am is the name of God, and I am is the only true reality or divine consciousness. That is the only real thing in the universe. Everything else is created out of consciousness and retreats back into consciousness, including you. I am is the absolute divine force, the only true reality of the universe. And I am is the true state of being out of which everything emerges and falls back to kind of like waves in the ocean. Your evidence is proof of God. The evidence of life is proof of God. And once you know it, you stop questioning it. This book is written for you to understand deeper the meaning of oneness and the power, the capability, the true state of your being so from which you can create your reality. And all the books that following it will use this power as the foundation for creating your life. Most people know they are one with God, but they don't understand the implications or the capabilities that this one statement can bring to their life and to their awareness. When you are one with God, you're absolutely free. When you are one with God, you're absolute power. Then you are one with God, you're absolutely divine. When you are one with God, you're eternally peaceful. When you're one with God, you are pure love. Then you are one with God, you are infinitely abundant. When you are one with God, you're infinitely wise. When you're one with God, you are your awareness and consciousness. Belief in God creates two major implications for all beings: unconditional love, unlimited potential. So when you are one with God, that means that you are created by the material or the substance or the energy that creates everything, including God's self, which means you and God are made by the same essential essence. You can call this essential essence anything you want. God, source, force, energy, love, anything, it does not matter. And it does not care what it is called because it is all there is. And there's nothing else outside of this one singular substance, which we call consciousness, or as we call it for shorthand, I am is the name of God. And in fact, I am taking your current form kind of like an actor taking a role on the stage. I am is taking the role of you and everything, everybody else that's in your life and on this planet and every galaxy and every universe and everything. In their multidimensional cosmos, now you see the implications of who you are. They are divine and infinite and abundant. When you are made with the same essential lessons as the universe or the God, you have the same characteristics, you have the same divine powers, you have the same divine energy, you have the same divine love, you have the same divine wisdom, you have the same divine properties. You have the same divine everything. You are a microcosm of God. And once you understand that, once you are aware of that, your awareness will be your ticket. Your awareness is kind of like the torchlight that takes you to any level of your true being that you like. There's no limit to what you can be. There are two understandings of creation that we can create. Create from a state of being. Create from thought, word, and deed or action. Let's explore each of these in greater detail. Create from a state of being. You're always and forever in any state of being that you can choose to be. In fact, most people are not aware of it, but they're choosing the state of being they are in every single moment. You can choose to be happy or abundant. You can choose to be wonderful and loving. You can choose to be caring, or you can choose any state of being that you like. For this, you need to know who you are, and what you're doing here. Essentially, you have to fully remember who you are to consciously create from a state of being. Otherwise, you are unconsciously creating from a state of unconsciousness or not knowing state. When you're in this state of full awareness, you know all possibilities exist, all things are here and now, and you are capable to experience anything through the unconditional love of God, because you're God and God grants itself whatever it chooses to experience. It to give it itself an experience of itself through the individuation that God experience itself as that which is divine. So hence anything that you wish, anything that you choose will be granted in fact in conversation with God. Book God said you can be, do, and have anything you be, do, and have. Let's expose this equation for just a minute to make you understand what is the significance of you. We are all one. Sum, you plus all of us plus God equals one, or you equals God plus all of us dash one. All life equals sum. All life equals God. As you can see from this above equation, the sum of all life is God, so anything existing part of life is already part of God, and there's nothing outside of it, including you. This comes to an amazing discovery that you cannot exist outside of God, and if you think you did, that's an incorrect assumption. And when you assume yourself part of God, our God made of God living in God going through God, all your life, your entire life can change in an instant the moment you shift your awareness from your body to your divine self. Do you understand the implications of this equation? For just a moment, you will know very clearly that God is not complete. Without you, you complete God. The oneness of God is not complete. Without you, you are the puzzle that makes the God fully what God is you make. The God whole, you are the one, the part of the God that without which God cannot be fully one or fully complete. The implications of this are clear. You are divine, experience yourself as divine, and without which God cannot experience itself. As divine, fully, completely, holy, without the individuation of its parts experiencing itself. As divine, any part of God is not experiencing itself. As divine, then the whole cannot experience itself as divine until the all of all that is. Experience itself as divine, all the days cannot experience itself as. Fully divine in the state of in the realm of the physical. In the realm of the absolute and in the realm of the spiritual, there is nothing but divinity, and in the realm of the physical, there is divinity which has forgotten itself, so that it can fully create its experience by calling forth or by remembering fully what it really is, and then using that power of intuition, awareness, knowingness to create its experience rather than letting the physical world create an experience. If you look carefully at the equation, one thing is clear: if you make complete God, or you complete the puzzle that is God, that means you are God, you're part of God's, made from the same material as God, made with the same abilities as God, made with the same capabilities as God, and made with the same attributes as God. That means whatever is happening to you is happening through you. There's no one outside of you because you are the God, and there's nobody outside of God that can control your life. You control your life through your thoughts, words, and deeds, and your state of being. It's absolute. And this is the universal law, and it cannot be changed. And all beings are applying this law either consciously or unconsciously. And once you are aware that you are part of God, you can apply the state of being or thought, word, indeed, the two process of creation consciously rather than using them unconsciously. So whatever is showing up in your life is showing up because of you. So accept it, reject nothing, and love it. And if there is any part of your life that is not perfect, or you choose to alter it or change it, just do so consciously through your state of being or your the process of creation of thought, word, and deed, which is a slower method of creation. The fastest way to create anything is to just shift your awareness to a different state of being. You can either choose to be happy or sad. You can choose to be peaceful or wonderful. You can choose to be loving or unloving. You can choose to be caring or uncaring. You can choose to be any state of being that you can imagine. You can choose it and experience it now. And by choosing and experience it now, you're going to bring that particular state into your reality, which creates your reality immediately. So there is no time lag between you choosing a state of being and experiencing it. And if you use the second process of creation, which is thought, word, and deed, it will take a lot of time because you're not using them fastest method of creation. And also there's a time lag in the physical reality, consciously interning thought, word, and deed, and then it manifesting in your experience. Hence the fastest way to create anything is to do through super conscious, using the state of being. I'm going to talk about a simple concept that really resonated with me, and it is an intuitional hit that I received just a few moments ago. Let's take the word believe and you break it down. Be live. Believe equals be live. Belief equals be life. So let's understand this belief, and belief both starts with be or being live or life. And then you believe you are part of life, and all of life put together is the sum of God. You know that you are life, and you are God, and you are part of it, and you cannot exist outside of it. The shift of awareness from energy state off being your body to being the creator off your body is subtle, but it's powerful. When you know you are the creator, the energy that's creating your soul, mind, and body, everything will shift, everything will change. The shift happens in slow stages for some, but can be rapid for others. It can be constant, it can be intermittent for some people, but ultimately, when you can hold the I am God state continuously, every moment of the day or night, your entire life will be transformed. And you intuitively know that this energy that you call God is omnipotent, omnipresentus, the single source of creation from which everything arises. You intuitively know that all humanity can only be produced by this single source of energy. Even the enemies that you presume or assume are also coming out of the same divine energy, just as the ones that you love as your kids or your family or your friends and so on. This awareness can lead to a total collapse of hatred, jealousy, and replaced by total unconditional pure love. And that is God's expressed, and God wants us to express God's self of divine love every moment of your life. God wants us to use God's energy all the time with conscious intention rather than unconscious reaction. When your mind is free of all thoughts of negativity, fear, hatred, jealousy, you are truly in a divine state of being, and it feels like bliss. Because you are the bliss of God, it feels like you have changed yourself. But literally nothing has changed except your awareness, because since the day you were born, you are this energy, whether you realize it or not. You could die not realizing this energy. You could die realizing this in the last day of the last moment of your life, or you could realize you are them. Awareness, you are the divine energy creating everything else in your life. And that's when the shift happens and the transformation happens, and you totally and completely your true self or divine self. This is the purpose of all of Fido Buho, and what it really is, it is that simple, but it's not easy, but it's that simple, and to express the true self in whatever way you choose consciously. God loves for us to express God's divinity every moment of every day of your life with full intention these three ways, using your three gifts: creative energy, gentle wisdom, pure love. Using these three gifts of God, you can live our life in a new way with deliberately, harmoniously, beneficially. And as you're living this, you realize pretty soon you're no longer the person you thought you were, but you're being who you really are. Your divine self manifesting you, or in other words, I am pretending to be you, and you can stop the pretending and become who you really are, your true divine self called I am. When you are I am, you are one with God, because I am is the name of God. And this is the most amazing transformation you can ever have in your life. From I am state here on out, transformations will build on itself, because your divine self is unlimited, eternal, free, fearless, and is all powerful, all knowing, all glory, and is the ultimate magnificence of life itself manifesting as you. I want to bring out an important topic that, reveals the reason why one process is the fastest method of creation while the other one takes time. There are two understandings of creation that we can create. Create from a state of being is the fastest method of creation. Create from thought, word, and deed or action, slower method of creation. Let's understand why. Creating from a state of being is faster because you're creating from what is rather than from the illusion. Remember, you are a being before any thought arises, any word arises, any action arises. So your physical form is created from your being state of energy, what you call God or I am, or whatever you want to call it. So creation that comes from what is already is faster than creating from the illusionary state of your mind, body, and soul. Because of that is the illusion created by your divine energy, and any thought that arises arising from the illusionary state of being, called human mind, body, soul. Your true self, or the God self, or I am, or your energized beyond time and spacey and physical realitiso, when you create from what I said, is the fastest method of creation when you create from. An illusionary creating from an illusionary state would require data from the physical world, which takes time. So creating from a state of being really means you have to choose what state you want to be every single moment to manifest that in your reality. In fact, this is the simplest and fastest way, because thought, word, and need, deed requires far more effort, and it feels difficult. And that's why we feel in human condition that to achieve great things, you have to put in a lot of hard work. And when you are in a divine state, everything comes with ease, because you're creating from isness rather than from them. Illusion off the human body, mind, soul complex. There is one more reason why you should create from isness rather than from the illusion, because if you rely on the illusion to tell you whether you are capable of creating or something or not that is not yet created, it will not tell you, will not show you, because it's not yet created. It's almost impossible for the illusion to show you who really are, because who you are is beyond the mind, body, soul. You are the creator of all these three energies. This is why when people are trying to create from the illusion as a human body, this is why most people get frustrated, because they see their outside world not changing no matter what they're trying or to create it, or more, some people are trying to discover what they can create from the outside world. In fact, most of the creations are repetitive because we see the outside world and create from what is appearing instead of going inside into your true God state of being and creating from what is rather than from the illusion of what you see, think, and believe for you, airing a human body, mind, soul state. Let's understand from Romanist perspective how this is create in the eternal moment of now to visualize how you can create any reality you choose from by shifting your state of being. As you can see in the above picture, leaves on a spindle, you can think of like different floors of an elevator of a building, or leaves of paper of existence or experiences in the eternal movement of know where God created everything all at once here and now. The all of everything has already been created, is being created, will be created, all in the eternal movement of no. In fact, there is nothing for you to create. All that you have to remember who you are and just move your consciousness and awareness to that state of being. That will take you to that particular timeline, which your desired state is already created and waiting for you to experience it. If you visualize this, your awareness is kind of like the elevator where you can choose different levels of vibration or feelings or frequencies of experiences. Just by imagining it, and your imagination and awareness can take you to that state of being instantly, because that state of being is already created by your divine self and is waiting for you to experience that by calling forth that particular frequency, that particular experience into your reality by assuming that state of being. All of your life, you're assuming a state of being, and most of it you're doing unconsciously. Now I'm calling you to call forth your experiences consciously by choosing a state of being, or calling forth a state of being by imagining and feeling what takes you to that level immediately now. All that is has already created everything that you seek and wish to experience in all of your lives for every being in the entire cosmos already. All that has already created, all experiences, all solutions, all answers, all questions, all understandings, all knowings, all realities, for all life, for everyone. This is why God says, even before you ask, you have been answered. In reality, everything has already been created, and there's nothing for you to have to create. All that is required for you to be aware that it has already been created, even before you ask for you, have been answered, because you're the divine. There is no waiting for the glory of God. Similarly, there is no waiting for the glory of you, because you and God are one. Your knowing of this truth becomes your experience as what you know, I.s. what is so. So you can instantly take your awareness and assume any reality and experience it instantly. It may take some time for it to manifest in the physical reality, that's because you're living in the physical illusionary world, but you can instantly experience that state of being now by moving your awareness like an elevator up and down. All experiences, be feeling it. The feeling is the secret of feeling, is telling you how your state of being is being reflected in your body. Why are we here now? You're here to be God's in human form. You are quite literally the physical body of God or divinity or energy or source or life or whatever you want to call it. These are the two primary reasons why you're here. To be God's in physical form. To be who we really are. To remember and recreate who we really are. To recreate yourself anew in the next grandest version of the greatest vision you ever held about who you are. And you and divinity can experience everything that you know in the realm of the physical. Let's explore these concepts deeply so we can really digest it and embody it in our daily lives. Want to be God's in physical form, for life, or God choose to experience itself, infinite intelligence as pure energy in its utter magnificence in physical reality. Because physical reality is the only way to experience itself as it's in its own experience. So this infinite intelligence or pure energy subdivided itself into that which is that, and that which is that into infinite frequencies that chose to physicalize itself in the physical universe as humans and other life forms on our planet and all planets, and all solar systems and all stars in the entire multiverse. Because this was the only way God could taste chocolate, or to hold a baby in its hand, or to smell the roses, or to witness physical touch, and so on and so on. It needed the physical body as its vehicle to experience itself in all the ways that the infinite spirit imagined or chose to do it in infinite possible ways, as and through infinite possible life forms. That is why when people say God is everywhere, they really mean that the pure energy, the infinite spirit, created everything from the metaphysical realm to the physical realm. And there is nothing that exists in the physical realm that is not God. So in a sense, nothing can exist in physical reality without the essential essence or the infinite spirit creating it, maintaining it, and operating it. 2.